So this just in, my niggas. Tetsuya Nomura was in an interview with IGN, and he actually spoke about the idea of another playable character actually being a part of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, another playable character is something that we've been talking about as a community for a good while. If you remember before, Tetsuya Nomura did kind of make it seem like Sora would be the only playable character, but then we got this scene right here.
Light that meets the eye. You might be surprised. Oh, I hope so.
So obviously, after seeing that scene, we started to talk about, would one of these two characters be playable? Would it be young Xehanort or young Ericus? And I've given my thoughts on this before, and I stated that I feel like young Ericus should be the playable character because young Ericus is more so closer to the characters that we've played as before. Although giving us the concept or giving us the ability to control one of the characters of darkness would be nice, I still feel like young Ericus should be that character because obviously what they're going to be doing with the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3 is showing us the past of young Xehanort. They're going to be showing us the life he had with his master, who his master was, what happened between him and Ericus. If you remember, they had that little fight in Birth by Sleep to where young Xehanort fucked up Ericus's face and stuff. So obviously we're gonna see how all of that stuff came to a boil and what the resolution between them was and how he still wound up at the land of departure in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So let's get into what he actually had to say. So it would be tough to introduce many multiple playable characters, but there is an intention of adding a playable character aside from Sora. Unfortunately, we're not able to disclose who it is yet, but there will be another playable character. He also had something to say about D-Link, which of course I feel like that was something that was said by the interviewer, in which he probably asked, oh well, if they're going to be another playable character, if they have another playstyle, will we be able to D-Link with them? And he said D-Link has been done away with. It was actually a compromise in a previous iteration because we were not able to display multiple characters on that platform in that game, Nomura said. We are able to depict multiple characters. Up to 5 people can join, even more multiple characters can join your party. So obviously what he's saying here is that D-Link in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep wasn't necessarily even going to be in Birth by Sleep. The reason why it happened was because they couldn't find a way to make the functionality between, of course, you and the CPUs actually possible, or bringing them into other worlds, such as the way that we've seen in Kingdom Hearts 2. You actually had to use D-Link to actually use some of these characters' properties or use some of these character skills because of course you weren't able to call upon these characters. And that's what he means here, and that's why he says we're able to depict multiple characters. Up to 5 people can join, even more multiple characters can join your party. So now he's saying that with Kingdom Hearts 3 and the power of the PlayStation 4, we're able to do that now. So we don't need D-Link anymore. D-Link, while it was pretty cool because it changed the properties of the character you were playing, I would love to actually see more characters on screen. The whole thing about Birth by Sleep, the one thing that pissed me off about Birth by Sleep was kind of how you felt like you were just stuck out there by yourself versus in other games you've always had someone with you. I mean, even in 305 Days Over 2, the game that came out a little bit before, I mean, yeah, we did have teammates sometimes and sometimes we didn't, but in most cases, you had a teammate. The whole core around the game was actually playing together. That's why they had that's why that was the first game to actually introduce some kind of multiplayer, some kind of co-op. That's why that was that first game. And obviously the D-Link being done away with is something that of course I feel like it's going to pay off in the end. Not trying to add in too many different systems here and there will definitely make sense. And of course it just confirms that that link that we saw isn't necessarily another version of D-Link. The one that we see in the menus isn't another version of D-Link. So with that being said, Tetsuya Nomura mentioning that there will be another playable character, I'm still going to go with my thoughts that I think is going to be young Ericus. It'll give us the ability to really traverse the old world, see how things were in Ericus's time, and see how he became the man that he was in Birth by Sleep, how he became the guy that was trying to snuff out darkness when he knows damn well light and darkness have to coexist. It's just a matter of them having the right balance of light and darkness. Him not letting Terra become a master because he let his darkness slip out. I mean, even as a master, even as someone with so much intellect, he couldn't understand that maybe this had something to do with the presence of young Xehanort, a completely dark character. Of course, maybe he didn't realize this had something to do with another dark character being in his world, Vanitas. How the hell does a master not sense someone with so much damn darkness? A pure body of darkness. How did he not sense that? Who fucking knows? When his orbs of light got corrupted by darkness, how did he not know something was going on then? You see what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna find out more about this man, and I feel like it would be great to find out more about him, because the thing about young Xehanort, if you want to play as young Xehanort, you have to understand my reasoning for that is that we're gonna learn about young Xehanort. This game is completely young Xehanort. I mean, not young Xehanort. This game is completely Xehanort's game across the board. This is the end of his portion of the story. So obviously, Xehanort being a playable character wouldn't be a necessity. However, being able to play as young Ericus and being able to grow alongside young Xehanort, seeing who he was as a young man, still keeping some of those mysteries as to what's going to happen at the end of the game, that kind of stuff is important, and showing us that past would definitely make a lot more sense than just throwing us with another character such as Riku. I mean, we know that Riku's mission is to go and retrieve Aqua right now, the battle scarred Keyblade wielder, which is apparently just Aqua. They made it seem like this is going to be something completely new, someone completely new, and it just didn't wind up happening. At first I thought it was going to be Ericus. When it said battle scarred Keyblade wielder, I thought that was Ericus, because I felt like what happened between him and Terra and how he felt about how he raised his Keyblade to him and Ventus was definitely something that's battle scarring. If you don't know, when people go, the people that go to war, when they have to kill children, that shit stays with them sometimes forever. That stays with them forever. And it's like, it made perfect sense if it was Ericus, because he raised his Keyblade to not just children, he raised his Keyblade to his very own pupils, children that he loved. So definitely, I feel like it made perfect sense for it to be Ericus. However, it does seem like it is going to be Aqua. So we know what his mission is, and he's just gonna wind up at the end of the story with Aqua, or midway through the story with Aqua, and they're going to go get Ventus after that. So definitely, I don't think it'll be Riku either. I don't think it'll be Kairi. Giving us a female perspective would be kind of cool. So if it was Kairi, I wouldn't be tripping. But I just feel like young Ericus just makes a lot more sense. And Tetsuya Nomura already expressed that what we saw in the E3 2015 trailer is actually the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, like the real beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you think will be the next playable character? Do you think there will be even more playable characters, or do you think there would just be these two? I definitely feel like what's going to happen is the other playable character is going to be like in a small episode, kind of just like 0.2. Nothing too big, but at the same time, nothing too small. Probably something that's going to last an hour or two, depending on how fast you actually know how to make your way through this game. It would also make a lot of sense too, because I feel like Ericus would know already about Keyblade transformations. He would know about being able to change the shape of his Keyblades, and I feel like it would give us a perfect opportunity to really try out some of those things and stuff, some of those concepts from Kingdom Hearts 3, because he'll already know how to do it, and then when you get to Sora again, he won't know how to do it, and then of course when you finally get the ability, you'll be able to know how to play as Sora in that sense, because of course obviously with young Ericus being at the land of departure, he's still going to be learning a few things. So we could see a sequence kind of similar to the beginning of Birth by Sleep, in which Ventus went outside and he went to the training grounds. We could definitely see something similar to that. So thank you guys for tuning into the video. This is being Boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace the heck out.